I've been an archaeologist now for rather longer than I care to remember, 54 years in fact, and in all that time I've been aware that the objects that you dig up as an archaeologist all have stories to tell, and sometimes you find something that you really wish you could actually talk to it, and this is one of those objects. Because I've spent most of my time digging up prehistoric sites, but just recently I went back to my roots and excavated at Shaftesbury Abbey. And in the rubble of the destruction there, one of the volunteer diggers found this, and he shouted to me, "I found a plastic bead." And I said, "You can't have found a plastic bead because you're in a medieval layer." And then when he showed it to me, I could understand why, because it's so beautifully smooth and black and shiny. And my immediate thought was that it was glass, but it turns out it's not. It's made of jet. Now, we tend to assume that jet comes from Whitby and the Northumbrian coast, but this jet doesn't. It comes from Kimmeridge, down on the Dorset coast, only about 30 miles away. And what it is, it's part of a rosary. It's part of the nuns' set of prayer beads, which help to guide prayer. And this is one of the big Noster beads, the Our Father beads. But that's what it is. That's what science and everything else has told us. But to me, I want to know what this object could tell, because you have to imagine this place of prayer and worship and calm and tranquility that the nuns lived in. And then suddenly everything, their whole world is turned upside down. It's the dissolution of the monastery. Somebody's coming in to eject them. The church is being wrecked. You know, how did this end up in the rubble? You know, in this chaos, did the nuns' rosary beads break and scatter across the floor? And that's how it ended up in the rubble. You know, we found some incredible objects in that excavation, pieces of sculpture and all sorts of things. But to me, this little simple object is the one that has the most amazing story to tell.